Within Excel, you can create tables, and when you do, it's looking for data to work with. So instead of just throwing in a table and then designing it and putting in information, by default it looks for a table of information to work with. So keep that in mind when you're trying to insert a table, which happens to be on the Insert tab, and on the far left you have Tables, Pivot Table, Recommend Pivot Tables, and then Table. Also, Control T is available as a keyboard shortcut. So go ahead and click on Table. Once you've selected your data, that's the best way to do it. So where is the data? I've already selected that. If I hadn't, I can click on this red, white, and blue button, go select it, and then hit the red, white, and blue button again. And it's smart to have headers in it. If you don't, you can turn that off. And it's just a bunch of data, and then you can create your headers. But for now, we're going to say my table has headers, because it does, and I click OK, and there it is. Now, what happens is it goes into this Table Tools section, which isn't there unless you're in a table, and in this case we've selected a whole table, and it has a Design tab. And some of the first things you'll notice is it comes up typically in a default dark blue with white lettering across the top. These are filter buttons, as you drop these down. There we go. And it's doing what's called banding by row. So it has a light blue and then a white, light blue, light, and then a light blue again. So those are called bandings. And it has a header row here to work with. So all of those are part of the formatting of the table. So when we go back to Table Tools and Design, by the way, when you click out, that goes away. Just click anywhere in the table and you'll get this back. All right, so over here you have a bunch of table styles. So I think what I'll do is, there you go. You can see it's the green and white, black and gray, there's orange. And if you drop this big arrow down in the bottom, you'll see there's lots of designs and styles, some with bands, some with none, and then we have different looks as we go down. There we go, some gray bands, lots of different colors, and then you get into the dark set. There you go, lots of different color options. As I go off there, so I'll click on blue. So the dark blue set, black header row. But other things to notice up here, those are table styles, so that makes it very quick. Right in this area, table style options, header row, we can turn that off or turn it back on. Total row, so when you click on that, it puts one at the bottom for you, and it looks like it's calculating here this very last piece. And this is all very dark, so let me lighten it up for us here. Let's do some bands. There we go. So here it is. We've got all these components going. Total row, we still have the header row. Banded rows, so if I turn that off, the blue bands go away. I turn them on, that's what that means. First column, watch what happens over here. Okay, made that a little bit bigger, probably a bold there. In some of these, let me try one of these. It looks like this. It shades this a little bit darker all the way through. And let's do a last column. It does the same thing here. Banded columns, so it's going to band across, going down. So those are all the options coming into play as you're working with that. So a lot of great quick tools to work with, very simple to make choices. Just make sure people can read and understand all of this, but a really quick way to insert a table, and then once you've put it in there, you have a lot of different options that are very quick to implement and change colors.